Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday. Happy first Monday of February. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I'm a wee bit late here today. I'm just needing to look after myself a wee bit. I've got a wee bit of a cold, so I hope that doesn't, I hope I don't start sneezing. But here we go, starting a new week. And so, what I'd like you to do with me is to we're going to check in with the letting go guidance cards to see what can we focus on letting go of this week in order to more fully align with our core, to more fully shine our light and be all that we intended at a soul level. So, as we're just kind of landing in here, and if you're here with me live, say hi. It'd be nice to say hi to people live, and if not, you're welcome to put comments and in below. But we're just kind of focusing in. And today is a really auspicious day to be doing this. I was quite thrilled to see how the phases of the moon work with me doing this Monday check-in with you, because today, February 4th, is the new moon. And the new moon is a really good time to turn your attention inward and really be authentic, and be honest with yourself. What is it that's holding me back, or making me play small, or dimming my light, or taking me off path with my life purpose? And so this is a really good time. And the other part, excuse me, the other part of it is that we are halfway between winter solstice and spring solstice. So quite an auspicious time to just take a few breaths, land into your core. What would be the best way to, how letting go is very much like peeling layers of an onion. And I really encourage you to have compassion with yourself. Sometimes I find, and I do this too, sometimes we can get a little bit exasperated with ourselves, that, oh my goodness, something's coming up again. I have to look at letting go or processing through. But if we can do it with kindness, with compassion, then we're really honoring our journey that we're here for. Like the whole part of what we're doing is that we're learning our lessons. We're having our life experience with the experience itself. It's not everything's going to be great when I get to that place. So just be careful about getting impatient with yourself, or thinking that you should the woulda, shoulda, coulda. That's kind of can sometimes create a little bit more of a higher expectation than really what's the right thing for us. So all that being said, what are we going to face up to, own, let go of this week, this new moon phase of the moon? And so what we're going to look at is pattern. So what does that sort of bring up for you? Do you have a pattern of going into that shoulda, woulda, coulda, that I'm not where I should be, or I could have done better, or something's not right with me because I need to work harder, or I don't have the right tools, or I don't have the right people around me? What's your pattern when looking at being compassionate, loving with yourself? What is the pattern there that you could start looking? Hi, Neva. Nice to see you here. What's the pattern where that the thing that's often talked about the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result? Where does that show up for you? Do you have a pattern of maybe putting your blinders on, or thinking, oh, maybe if I just work a wee bit harder, or push a little bit more, or things like that? So just sit in with that. Hey, Randy, nice to see you here too. Happy New Year to you. So what we're going to be working on letting go of this week is our pattern. And like I was saying a moment ago about the phase of the moon, the new moon, this is a brilliant time to really create some space, do some journaling, do some meditating, look inward as opposed to looking out. All too often we look outward to see, what's the situations going on outside of us. But this is a time to really look inside. What's your pattern? And actually, sometimes looking outside is a great way to look in and realize that there are patterns that we may not have even realized, that this is why it's creating something. So see how that comes up for you, how that communicates for you. And then I'm going to just read out what I've written about this to help you maybe think of different ideas around this pattern piece. So In life, we all have patterns. Some patterns serve us well and some do not. Subconsciously, we're all comparing present patterns to patterns that occurred in the past. This is a mechanism that's designed to keep us safe. Most of these kind of things are designed to keep us safe. However, continuing to do things or relate to situations or people in the same way because it's always been done this way will stifle your personal development and creativity. If you feel that you're stuck because you can't move past a certain experience, then your mind is relating to it as if it's happening right now, which means it's matching patterns improperly in the present moment. It's time to reflect upon your patterns and release the ones that are no longer relevant to where you are now and where you want to get to. Just sit with that. See how that works for you. Is there a pattern that's kind of going on that, oh, I know what's happening here because this is how it went the last time this set of circumstances came. Maybe it's time to investigate. Do you have a pattern of assuming you know what's going on based upon a pattern of events, whether it's internally or externally? And when I talk about letting go, I'm really encouraging you to do things like just be aware. You know how with mindfulness, we're being the observed and the observer. This piece around letting go patterns is very much about that, is being aware of what are the words that are coming out of my mouth? What's the things that I'm thinking of at the moment? What order do I do things? Is there a specific propensity to do certain things in a certain way that's actually really not serving you anymore? All of these things are just to bring awareness, because sometimes that's all it takes, is to just be aware of it, and then it no longer has power over you. So you can do that by doing this thing of being observed and the observer. You can journal. I like to journal every morning just to sort of set the tone for each day. But then there's other tools that you can do, like pick a card. I'm going to draw us 3 cards from the Doreen Virtue's Angel Cards to sort of give us some more insights into this idea of letting go of patterns. But so the other part is to do things like, I love doing EFT tapping, emotion freedom technique tapping, or you can do energy work, or you can do visualizing. There's so many different tools out there that can serve this whole idea of letting go, of accepting who you truly are, and creating the success and all of the pieces that you can possibly have. So the cards that have come out are quite interesting, because the first one is romance. So you know how I just said that this phase of the moon, the new moon, is very much about looking inside and facing up to patterns or things that are no longer serving you. So do you need to work on treating yourself with more compassion, with more romancing yourself, treating yourself, doing things that light you up, that make you feel connected with your own true self? And in doing that, this is going to be very healing. So hi, Jane. I just realized Jane's here. Nice to see you here too. So the idea of being aware of our patterns and letting them go, and really treating ourselves as the amazing person we are. We need to love and accept who we are, and that's going to bring about healing. Above all, it's learning to be our own best friend. So during this week, watch how your patterns, now that I'm seeing these 3 cards, I'm really feeling like perhaps, and we can all have these kind of relationships with ourselves about the inner critic shows up and says, oh, well, you should do better, or how about this, or how about that. So just say thank you. Remember, this is all about trying to keep you safe. Say, I am safe, I am safe, I'm okay. And thank these pieces. So that can actually also be a part of that friendship, or the romancing your own self. So how can you treat yourself as the amazing, wonderful, capable being that you actually truly are, underneath all of that patterns maybe that are keeping you comparing yourself to issues and things that are no longer in effect? I hope that helps you, and I wish you a wonderful week. I will be checking in again with you next week. Any comments or questions, or needing some more information on it, just pop comments in the comment section below. Much love to you. Thanks for watching.